Hi there, it's that social worker called Sandra Lisnet Masawi, and welcome to yet another episode of I Am, the Monologue. Today we're going to focus a little bit more on the gents, and we're going to talk about something that has for long become a silent epidemic. The belief that men do not cry, or rather, should not cry. Hanzi murume haachemi, angatokuvarira hake mukati sehosho. Now, emotional repression is a concept that is deeply ingrained in male gender roles. From a very young age, boys are taught that they should not cry, they should not express their emotions, or show any sign of vulnerability. This belief extends into their adulthood, and you'll find that men still have challenges expressing their pain or any other difficulty that they may be going through because they have to toughen up, they have to man up. Now, as we've continued to force men to toughen up, to hide their struggles and their pain, we deny them the emotional support that they actually need to navigate life's difficulties. That is why it becomes so easy for so many men to take their lives as a way to just silently end their pain. It is sad, but it is a reality. For some, they may end up self-medicating with drugs and then alcohol abuse as a way to just numb the pain that they may be feeling. Now, it obviously provides a temporary fix and allows them to escape the troubles that they may be going through and probably gives them mastery over their problems. But like I said, it's temporary. They continually have to go back to it, and it then forms a cycle of addiction, which becomes yet another problem. Similarly, other men with probably issues to do with unexpressed emotion may also turn to pornography as a way to fill in a void that they may be feeling. And as you turn to pornography, it gives you it does give you that moment of satisfaction, temporary fix. But then also, just like alcohol abuse, you find yourself trapped in the cycle of addiction. And rather than forming genuine connections with your partners, becoming intimate with your spouses, it then leaves them trapped in yet a false reality where they cannot connect, they cannot break through and establish relationships. It's only superficial. Now, a common thread that you may find amongst these issues is that men have unmet emotional needs. And as a society, we have denied them the support that they actually need, the understanding that they need to deal with some of the troubles that they may be facing, leaving them with untreated depression, anxiety, feelings of isolation, despair. In some instances, you will find some men who will tend to develop some narcissistic behavioral traits as a way to cope with the emotions that they are not able to express in a healthy way. Now, narcissism is a preoccupation on someone's desires, self, ability, like in an unhealthy way. It's an over preoccupation on oneself. So for men who may find themselves stuck in this path, they will have issues like a need for excessive validation. They need you to admire them excessively. You constantly have to feed their ego, to massage their ego. Whenever something happens, it has to be about them, even when the situation does not really concern them. And you may find that these men have a difficulty in forming relationships. It's just superficial because they are not empathetic. They cannot empathize with others. Everything has got to revolve around them. In some instances, such men will have a difficulty handling criticism because they believe that they have to be right all the time. They have got to be admired. They have got to be liked. They have got to be on the good side of everyone. Now, this is unhealthy. Not just for these men, but for everybody in society. Imagine living with a husband with this preoccupation on themselves. If something happens in the home, it obviously ends up being about them rather than the problem that is actually at hand. Another word that I've been hearing being thrown around lately is simping. Now, it's quite derogatory if you ask me. In its context, it's used to portray those men that show emotion, that show their concern, love, and care as weak men. It's like, Muruma katagurira mdzimai wake handbag. They are a simp. If they show their pain towards their women, if they show their hurt, if they express their vulnerabilities, they are then considered a simp. If they behave in a way that is not stoic, that is flinching, they are labeled as a simp. Now, over time, we have established that men have been taught to keep their emotions in check, but that is not healthy. That is uncalled for. They are humans before they become men, and humans have emotions that need to be expressed in a healthy way, in a safe and supportive environment. So let's create an environment where our men can express their emotions. Now, I'm not saying that they should be crybabies, because even women should not be crybabies. So instead of us focusing on how much emotion a man should express, we should actually be maybe focusing on how they can develop resilience, how they can be better placed to fight the battles that they may be fighting. How do they get themselves back up after a long or probably a very tough blow on their lives? How do they deal with the challenges that they may be facing in their lives? How do they express themselves? How do they seek out healthy ways to deal with the things that they may be dealing with, the issues that they may be dealing with, the anxiety, the depression? So the point that I'm trying to strike at here with resilience is that instead of just labeling a problem that somebody may come up with as anxiety and just put them in a box that this is depression, we also go a step further and prepare them for life's challenges, prepare them on how they can deal with life's challenges. Imagine a student who is stressed with probably exams. Instead of just offering them therapy, we also offer them ways that they can probably manage their time so that they don't find themselves in the same situation again, or probably how they can manage their stress or something like that. So this balanced approach allows us not only to be reactive when a problem comes, but it allows us to be proactive. As with the case with men, instead of us just dealing with their anxiety and probably being reactive to issues of suicide rising amongst men, why don't we have resilience trainings that will allow them to be proactive and deal with their problems as they come, rather than wait for them to be under the problems, to be submerged under the issues. Before I go, I just want to ask this. I've been seeing actually a lot of hashtag mental health matters, men's mental health matters. But I want to ask, are we as a society ready to actually listen to the issues that men go through? Or we can afford to hear, but never really listen? Are we as a society ready to take initiatives to really put in place structures, initiatives to create a safe environment for men to process whatever they may be going through without judging them? Because, well, we expect them to be men, to be tough. But are we ready to allow them to also be human? Because before they are men, they are human. And humans have emotions that can actually be good or bad, but in the end need to be expressed, need to be dealt with in a healthy way. Are we ready to allow men to be human before we slap the label of men and what it means to be men? I don't know. Till we talk again.